Hello, my name is Jackie Hill, and you're watching Database Searching for Peer-Reviewed Articles. At the end of this tutorial, you will be able to identify the subject-specific databases that will be helpful when searching for peer-reviewed articles for your Healthcare Management Research Methods class. You'll be able to execute searches for peer-reviewed articles and locate subject headings and mesh headings that will help focus your search. First, let's talk about the databases that will be the most helpful to you in your search for peer-reviewed articles in the healthcare management field. I'm here on the MyUMO webpage. From here, let's go to Moy Library, to the website, and then to the bottom of the page to All Databases. From the All Subjects drop-down box, choose Nursing and Health Sciences. Databases in this list that will be useful to you are CINAHL, Cumulative Index of Nursing and Allied Health Literature, HealthSource, Nursing and Academic Edition, and most definitely the Health Management Database. I'm going to do a quick search in this database just to show you how useful it will be. I've decided that my research question is, how does moral distress affect healthcare workers in long-term care situation? Let's start our search broadly by doing an advanced search. Right here's advanced search for long-term care and moral distress. I'm using quotation marks around moral distress and long-term care to indicate that I want to find those exact phrases. This database has the MESH subject heading feature that lets you check to see what the correct medical subject heading is for the keywords you're using. So let's do a search for long-term care. I'm going to look up MESH subjects. And let's just see what the MESH subject heading is for this. And I'm seeing that the one I want to use is the hyphenated. So I'm going back and changing this. I'm also going to look up moral distress and see if it's in here. And it's not, but I'm going to go ahead and use this keyword because I know that that's a keyword that is found in the medical setting. I may come up with some other subject headings as we go along that I can use in the place of that. And what I'm doing by using these MESH subject headings is, in essence, and in regular Library of Congress subject headings, is I'm learning to use the language of the database. So I'm speaking its language, which hopefully will get me more results. So I'm also going to use the filters full text, peer review. Remember, I'm starting broad. I'm going to leave this Boolean operator, this connector, and or not at and, because I want the program to find long-term care and moral distress. So I'm going to go ahead and go to search, and there are 54 results. I'm going to go down and change my date setting because your instructor wants you to get articles from the last 5 years. So I'm going to do 2014 to 2019, and I'm down to 21 results. So now I'm going to take a look at the first article by clicking on the title and then choosing the Abstract and Details tab. I'm going to quickly scan this abstract of the article for a summary of the content and for a list of Library of Congress subject headings. Right here, those are. And then sometimes articles will also have the MESH subject headings listed. This one does not, I'm afraid, but it's got a good list of Library of Congress subject headings. If you find that the keywords you're using are not giving you the search results you need, you will need to manipulate those subject headings or keywords so that you're getting the articles that address your topic. Using the subject headings right here and the MESH terms listed if they're available will give you ideas of how to substitute or edit your keywords so that you get the results you need. In this article, I see that long-term care is listed, but no moral distress. But right here I see ethical dilemmas and ethical aspects instead of moral distress. Also, nurses are listed. I may use that as I go along to narrow my topic. I might end up trying a search with long-term care and ethical dilemmas to see if that gets me useful articles for my research question. You got to be flexible and open to new keywords for your searches. Database searching is a process, not an exact science. So with all this information in mind, I'm going to return to my advanced search and start to narrow my search. I'll stick with the long-term care and the moral distress, but I'm going to add a row to the search box to add the keyword healthcare workers or nurses. But first I'm going to check the healthcare worker in MESH. So I'm going to look up search MESH subject headings, and I'm going to do healthcare worker. No result. I'm going to try caregiver. Yep, and there's caregivers. I'm also going to try nurses and see what it says. Case management. Okay, I think from what I'm seeing here, I'm going to add caregivers, which was the MESH subject heading, and then I'm going to do or nurses. And I'm telling the program, look for one or the other. I'm actually saying broaden my search. And then I'm going to go ahead and search. And I've got 52 results. So now I want to narrow just a little bit. Let's see how my date range, if that's stayed. I've still got full text peer reviewed. And I want to fix my date range again to 2014. Update 20. Okay, I'm going to do one more tweak just to show you this. I'd really go ahead right at this point and look at those 20, but I want to show you something else that you can do. These drop-down boxes in some databases are called a subject index. In some databases, they're called fields. But I'm going to open one up so that you can see it. I'm going to go to the abstract as far as the moral distress is concerned and say, show me the articles that have moral distress in the abstract. So right here's abstract. So I'm limiting my search. I'm narrowing it. Find me the articles that have moral distress in the abstract. And now I've got 11. And if I open up one of these articles, there's moral distress in the title, which I could have asked for as well. And let's go to the abstract and details button, and you'll see this one has moral distress in the abstract. So I would definitely want to look at these 11 articles. I would not do anything else at this point other than going through and looking at the abstract of each of these articles, and then start looking at the articles based on the abstract that look useful. So you see how we've manipulated our search, including keywords, MESH subject headings, and the fields or index in order to get the results that are exactly about the topic we want. Be creative, be fearless, be patient in trying different options. If you get a large number of results, then use features that help you to reduce that number, like using the fields or adding additional keywords or phrases. If, however, you get a small number of results, then broaden your keywords or use the or option we used with caregivers and nurses. Now, let's just open up one of these articles. If a PDF is available, always use that, because the PDF shows you exactly what the article looks like in the actual journal. Notice over here that we've got the Cite button that has your ready-made. This one happens to be set on APA, but you can change it to anything you want. I'm assuming you're using APA, the 6th edition. You could copy and paste this citation into your references page, you always want to double check these ready-made citations. I also want to show you that this database gives you this metric that shows you that this article is cited by 51 articles that came after this article was written. The date of this article is 2013, so that's technically not in your 5-year date range. However, with this being cited by 51 other authors, I would look at this article very carefully to see if it's a seminal or classic article on this topic. And if it is, then you may want to talk to your professor about letting you use this article from 2013, even though it's not in the date range that she or he has suggested. If it's a classic in this area, this discipline, about this topic, then probably your instructor would let you use it. I look for articles that have been cited by a lot of people or authors, hoping that the large number of citations means that the article is well written, it's well researched, it's factually correct, and influential in the healthcare management arena. So just be aware of those. Okay, so now let's go back to all databases. And I want to show you one other category that I think will be helpful to you, and that is business and management. And two of my favorite business and management databases are ABI Inform right here and Business Source Complete. So I would definitely try both of these databases looking for this same topic that we've been searching for. I think that you'll find articles on healthcare management in both of those databases, and you may find that one works better than the other. There are multiple subject-specific databases under the nursing and health sciences subject category, as well as the business and management category. I've just shown you a couple that I think I tend to go to frequently, but try multiple ones so that you get the one that's most helpful to you for your topic. You'll notice that beside every database, it will have a description of what's in that database. I hope you can see that keyword searching is a process of broadening and narrowing your search depending on the number of results you get and on whether the results you are getting are germane to your research question. Be flexible, be patient, and you'll get the results you'll need. Maybe not immediately, but in good time. Don't let your Google and Wikipedia habits affect your perseverance. In most cases, you're searching for much more academic and scholarly sources in these databases than on the open web. And I promise you that you can learn a great deal about your topic just by searching for articles and reading their abstract in your database. Searching is a strategic process that will help you understand the subtleties of your topic much more than when you started your search. If you have problems, questions, or need help, please contact us, any of the librarians at Moy Library, so that we can help you. All of our contact information is on the library website. You've been watching Database Searching for Peer-Reviewed Articles. Thanks for watching.